Sounds good.
Hi all, this is Dr. J and my
And
buddy
Mr. Spike. Mr.
streaming
Spike
live
from
where are we?
We are in the Long Island.
We're
The
from
long one.
Long Island, New York.
Not the Staten one, the long one.
The home of Greg.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Hey, Greg, well, when you get on, we'll say
call
hello.
up Greg and tell him to get on.
I'm sure he'll get on anyway.
Yeah, he probably will. And Linda asked me if she wanted to come on, not on camera, but to attend live.
Well,
hopefully she's watching. Linda, if you're watching, let us know.
always fun to have Linda on. Got to figure after a couple of minutes, take some people some time to get on.
We changed the day. That's always a bad thing. When you change the day, that disorients people. But we didn't change the time.
No, and we didn't change the personalities.
No, I think. Oh, Greg is on. He heard me. Greg heard me. I was calling for you, Greg. You know what? We miss you, Greg. I haven't seen you in a couple of shows. And our resident guru, Clarence, from upstate New York, where it's 10 degrees colder than here. And Jiggly is on. Coronavirus stocks are dead. As long as the people are alive,
exactly.
It's okay.
We'll deal with the
Even
stocks.
better, Jiggly really did well in his trades. Jiggly, don't tell anybody, but Dr. J did well on LAKE.
Really?
Yeah. Don't even tell Spike.
I didn't even hear about that one. This was one of those
Dr.
little.
J bought at 13 and sold today. Not yesterday, but today.
Well, yeah, yesterday would have been a bad day to sell.
It would have been a better day.
Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, because one of the ones I was looking at was a pharmaceutical that sold generic drugs. Yeah. And that one shot up before I could grab it.
I didn't make as much as Jiggly because Jiggly probably was in that NNVC stock that went crazy.
Yeah, Clarence, I enjoyed the TVIX for all of a minute and a half.
Yeah. Clarence, it's freezing. How cold is it?
It's so cold. Oh, you said I wasn't allowed to tell my jokes.
No. Please, no.
Well, I could only tell the clean ones, but I don't remember the clean ones. I only remember the dirty ones.
It's colder than a witch's tit in hell.
Did he say that or did you say that?
I don't know.
See, Dr. J, you're as bad as I am.
Oh, maybe I am.
You make me feel guilty. That's what I was thinking.
32 degrees cold.
Yes.
Clarence says.
32 cold.
What was it here today? 40? 43?
It was actually quite pleasant for the 5 minutes I was outside.
Yeah, when we went for lunch, it was pretty warm.
Yep, very comfortable. Very comfortable. Speaking of this,
we have to get Jiggly, Greg, and Clarence to join us for lunch.
That would be fun, actually. Does it a Long Islanders?
I don't know. Clarence would be a long trip from
us. It would be a long trip to Long Island.
Jiggly would have to get off his yacht.
Well, we could always eat at it's on the South Shore.
No, Jiggly can invite us.
They have little yacht places.
No, Jiggly could invite us on his yacht.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I won't get on a yacht for anything less than 3 courses.
Buffalo, New York. Buffalo.
Oh, Jiggly's in Buffalo. Yeah, well, that would be a ride.
The Bills were a really good team this year. I thought they'd go a long way.
Yeah, I agree.
I really like that Bills team. They're the best since Marv Levy and what was their quarterback?
We tried in the Super Bowl. We're going to try Jiggly.
Who was their quarterback again?
What, Buffalo?
The Marv Levy era. Yeah, they had one great quarterback. They won the championship 6 years and not one Super Bowl. That was the team that the Giants beat in the last 10 seconds on a missed field goal.
Right. See, that was a long time.
How could I forget Jim Kelly? What's wrong with me? What is wrong with me? I better get my head examined. All right.
See, everybody's got attachments to Long Island. Now, as far as the Super Bowl goes, again, this time things have not changed, at least according to Vegas Insider, which is where I get my odds. It's still the Kansas City Chiefs by 1.5 points, which is essentially a pick 'em.
Remember Bruce Smith? He was terrific ball player.
Look at that, Bruce Smith, Thurman Thomas, Andre Reed. Oh my gosh!
Who was the kicker that missed the 3 points in the Super Bowl to win the game? Jiggly. I can't remember the kicker's name. He was a good kicker. He never missed. He never missed except that field goal he made.
Yeah, I have a Vinatieri story about that. Yeah. Never missed. Cost me $1,200 when he did. I don't know. Oh, once in a lifetime thing. Oh, okay.
All right. So
what do you think about the Super Bowl?
Oh, I like Kansas. I told you the last time.
I don't know. San Francisco's the real thing, I think. They already beat me. They already beat me a whole bunch of times. And you know me and the Vicks.
Oh yes.
I would usually stick with going against San Francisco, but maybe I should learn a lesson from all of this and actually switch over and say when you can't beat them, join them. So yes, I am going with San Francisco.
Clarence remembered the name of the kicker.
Scott Norwood?
Yeah. And Jiggly said.
Yeah, they forgave him.
Jiggly said, wide right. No good.
Yeah.
No good. This way.
That one was a while ago.
This way.
That was about. You see how old everybody's getting? Isn't that over 25 years ago?
What's that?
Wasn't that about 25 years ago?
I don't know. I remember I was driving home from Florida. It must have been. I was driving home from Florida. I think my girls were still living at home. Yeah, so it was a while ago.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
I think we got a lot to look at today, don't we?
Yeah. So let's get right to it.
It's been a very busy week.
Wait a second. I want odds on calling witnesses. What's the
odds on calling witnesses?
Odds on calling witnesses. I just want to know what you think the odds are.
Jiggly doesn't remember when Carlos Beltran didn't swing at that pitch.
Oh yeah.
That changed a lot of lives also.
That was against Wainwright. Wainwright from the Cardinals came in the ninth inning, and he struck out Cliff Floyd. He struck out Beltran to end the game, and he struck out somebody else. I don't remember who somebody.
It was a tough watch.
Yeah, and they had first and second, nobody out with the two fastest runners on.
Yes.
Because of that
heartbreak.
Willie lost his job, and that's a shame.
Yeah. See, when people say sports don't matter, people's lives hang on the balance sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, even with respect to losing Kobe, it was sort of like, I had to, when my son was feeling so bad about it, I had to say, yeah, I remember how bad I felt when John Lennon died. I mean, so, these things, they become your heroes. You really give them, a lot of esteem and a lot of importance in your life, and then they get taken away.
I think Jiggly likes Tandem a little bit.
Oh, you think so? Yeah, he's only been, well, he must have made some money on it. Be worth looking at that too then. I'll put that on the list.
He likes it just a little bit. What do you think?
Yeah. One would think Tandem to the moon, he says.
What are the odds? Come on, give me odds.
Oh, odds on the. I have a feeling that they're going to blow it off. I think it's very, very important for Donald Trump, to him anyway, that he get this thing over with before the Super Bowl. And so anything that it would take to get this thing over with. So I'm thinking that they're going to go straight to a vote on Friday, and that's the end of it.
So what do you give me odds? 10 to
So
1?
all right. So now it's, against. I'll give you. 5-4, 5-3 against.
5 to 3
Five
again.
to three
Why don't we just
against.
make it 2 to 1 favorite? They don't call witnesses.
2-1 they don't call. 2-1 favorite that they don't call the witnesses.
Yeah. 2 out of 3 chance that they don't.
Right. All right. I would go with that. 2 to
We'll
1
just
sounds about
round
right.
it off.
And I was being a little bit more subtle. 1/3, 3/5. Okay, fair enough.
All right, so probability of calling them is 1/3.
Yes. All right.
Witnesses equal 1 divided by
By 3.
3.
Fair enough. I like my fraction better. You know, there's a 1/5 difference between those two.
All right, but you know we're approximating here.
Yeah, it's true. We're talking out of our backsides anyway. So yes.
So Mitt Romney is for calling them.
Yeah, well, so he says. I mean, you know, Lamar is not. So as much as he says, well, you know, I'll keep an open mind. He's already said, why am I bothering with this?
Susan Collins is for it.
Yeah, well, she's disappointed in the past too.
Yeah, but the one from Arizona, she changed her mind. She said Dershowitz convinced me.
Yeah, of course. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, they're not.
Okay, Keppel-Pack says Romney will back off, like you said.
Yes, absolutely. They all will. They want to give him his Super Bowl. You know, he could say how he's totally exonerated during his Super Bowl you know, pick. Whatever they do for him.
Dershowitz's argument was the craziest argument I ever heard in my life.
That was everyone was saying what a bizarro day that was.
It was an intellectual argument in futility.
Alan Dershowitz was like, don't listen to what I said, listen to what I'm saying.
You know what it is? It's like saying, contemplate my belly button. That's what it was like saying.
You know, and I have to admit to watching all of it. I did fall asleep here and there, but
now while
how
we
bad
were
I am.
talking, I contemplated my belly button.
Did you really? And
what'd you
find in there besides lint?
I decided that this 1001 angels can fit on the head of a pin.
1001. Okay.
1001.
Well, it's good to have a number. Why did you say 57? So it's a number you can remember.
Well, I can remember 1001.
Yeah, 1001. Yeah. It's the same as the number of Dalmatians. Was it 101 Dalmatians?
Odds and witnesses will say you can't handle the truth.
That's right. The odds that a witness will say you can't have. I would say it's close to 0.
Green Mountain State.
I mean, the way I heard it, that line wasn't even supposed to be in the movie. That Nicholson came up with it last night.
Here's the worst case scenario. I'll give you the worst case scenario. You ready?
Sure.
They call witnesses. Bolton testifies. They remove Trump. We get Pence or Romney running for president, and Bernie from the Green Mountain State is a Democratic nomination and actually loses to Romney.
That's a pretty grim worst case scenario, I'd say, but
that would be a worst.
You couldn't characterize it as a worst case, I guess, unless it was the worst case.
Well, you know, I think would Bernie have a chance to beat Trump?
Good question.
I don't think so. Do you?
Do I think that Bernie could beat Trump?
Yeah.
I don't think he would get enough states. I think he would win the popular vote, but then lose the electoral vote.
Kind of like Hillary.
Exactly. That's what I think. It would be the same. It would be the same scenario.
I think Warren would lose as well.
Yes, I agree.
I think
Uncle Joe. I'm telling you, got to go with Uncle Joe.
I think former Mayor Pete would lose.
Yes, he would.
How far? How about
Uncle Joe or bust? Maybe Bloomberg.
Amy, what's Coochie Amy?
She's going to be a vice president for
Coochie
somebody.
Amy for vice president?
Yes. Yes, because she's a moderate. She makes a lot of sense. People like her. So she'll be a good VP, especially if Bernie got to it, he would be smart to find a moderate to work with them. And he would be smart.
Cabinet guy is willing to give up Bernie.
Yeah.
But not if it means he's president.
Right. See, I like Warren in the Senate. I think she's great there.
Bernie wants to make the United States into one big kibbutz.
Yeah, we all every night instead of saying the Pledge of Allegiance, we sing Kumbaya.
Every single debate, he says, "I lived in a kibbutz. I don't hate Israel. I lived in a kibbutz. I happen not to like him too much, but I don't hate him."
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, nobody would say that he would be a secret agent for Israel, despite his Judaism.
He would be the worst possible candidate for Israel, I think.
That's yes. Isn't that ironical?
You mean the fact that he's Jewish?
That he would be the worst. That he would be the worst.
It doesn't mean he doesn't.
President.
It doesn't mean he doesn't like knishes.
Yeah, well, remember, a lot of times when people say they like Israel, they only like it for the.
You know what they had on the corner of Bedford and M, right by Madison, where he went. I'm gonna jot down
where he went or where I went.
Where Bernie went to Madison.
Bernie went to Madison too. I went to Madison.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Schumer went there too.
Oh, did he really?
Did you eat these? Tell me if you ate these. On the street corner.
Mom's Knishes.
Yep.
On Avenue M, you said?
Avenue M in Bedford.
See, I was on Kings Highway, so I was in the other direction.
A little old man, about 90, with a selling round knishes.
Okay. Maybe he was gone by the time I got there.
Bernie grew up eating them with mustard.
Mom's Knishes.
With mustard. Mustard in the middle.
Oh, mustard in the middle. He would slice it and put the mustard in the middle?
Put the mustard in the middle. It's the only way to eat a knish.
Interesting. Because we used to put the mustard on the top.
No.
So like we did with the pretzels.
No, that's
sort of eat it like that.
Yeah, that's for a pretzel. That's not for a knish.
Well, that's the way we used to eat our knishes too.
No.
Maybe because I didn't have moms. I had mom's son by the time
where I went to school, we had mom's knishes on one corner and pops on the other.
Pots?
Pops.
Oh, pops.
Pops knishes on one corner, mom's on the other. And they were both a dime, and you had your choice.
Dime. Well, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have laughed.
Look, I'm a little older than you.
Dime. I don't think I've spent a dime for. That's funny. Yeah. Well, remember we were talking about this before about how a slice of pizza costs the same as a subway ride for the longest time.
Cents, yeah.
Right. So actually, by the time I was cognizant getting around, they were 35 cents a piece. But 35 cents for a slice of pizza, 35 cents for coffee.
Because of this guy, the price of the token went from 15 to 25 cents. I'm going to type it out.
Don't say Fiorello LaGuardia, because then I'll think you're really old.
Close.
Lindsay.
Under Lindsay.
He was mad when it was 35.
There was the biggest transit strike ever. It knotted up traffic for miles and miles trying to get into Manhattan. Forget it. I remember it like it was yesterday. 1960, I would say 1961, something like that.
Uh-huh.
And
was he mayor for that long?
There was the MTA head was an Irishman that went head to head with the mayor, who was also an Irishman, and he proved to be the tougher Irishman.
I guess.
Yeah, they threw him in jail. Nothing stopped him.
Who, Lindsay?
No, the
MTA guy.
The head of the union. I forgot his name. Let's get to the share screen before everyone leaves.
Yeah, exactly. With our old Brooklyn stories. Next time I'll tell a story about my days in San Francisco. How's that?
Sure.
What the heck?
Go ahead.
Not today.
Not today.
Not today. We'll save that for another show.
You know, some people love our cockamamie stories.
Yes. Well, we try to put some little nuggets in there, either of trivia,
Like
so you
little
can win
birdie,
Jeopardy.
like little birdies nuggets.
No, like little nuggets
Like
of
CVM little birdie.
little nuggets of wisdom that either get you to win. They'll get you to win a bar trivia game. They'll get you to win Jeopardy, or maybe it'll make you a buck if they have to do with the stock market or with gambling. Now, again,
Well,
you and I disagree, so maybe we should have a friendly wager about this Super Bowl. What do you think?
No, I don't want to take your money.
You don't want to take my money. All right, I'm handing you money, and you're saying no. This is
No,
like
I don't want to.
this is even easier than CVM. Look who you're talking to. You're
Look,
talking to Spike.
Look,
Who's going to win? You and me.
We made the probability of the witnesses perfect. I think 1/3 is correct.
Okay, fine.
Now,
Yeah, I agree with
odds
you.
on CVM going up the day of data?
When is that anyway? Do we know? Do we have any idea
No,
when that is?
we don't know the date of data.
No.
When the data we get data, what are the odds of CVM going up as opposed to down or staying the same?
You said these guys do the immunotherapy stuff, right?
No, CVM is multi-kind.
Yeah. Something.
Head and neck cancer.
Hmm?
Head and neck.
Head and neck.
11-year trial.
11-year trial, and then they're still in the game.
No, I'm wrong. From 2011 till now.
Oh, from 2011 to now. You know something? Those sounds like good news. If the news breaks, it'll probably break to the positive, I would think.
Cabinet guy says coin flip on the odds of it going up or down.
Really?
Could be.
Hmm.
Look, based on what we know, there's really no way of knowing for sure. Some of the evidence suggests that it'll do quite well, and some of the evidence suggests that it won't. So what suggests that it will? Well, one thing that suggests that it will is the length of time that this is continuing.
Right. They usually put the kibosh in those things if they're if anybody's having troubles with them.
Let's list a few positives. Just
Okay.
if we're going to analyze this, what are the positives? The positives are the length of time that the IDMC is continuing the trial.
Right.
IDMC continuing the trial.
Right.
Deepest regret is that I got out of CVM. I made a very small amount and bailed. Jigglypuff, you were telling me it's garbage. You were calling it every name in the book. You said,
well, when you say you made a very small amount, if it was a small amount, it was a small amount that's negative. I understand that.
Jiggly was trying to be good to me, urging me to get out.
Oh, he was pulling the spike on you.
About my money, you understand?
He was pulling the spike on you because I got out early too.
I worry about Jiggly's money, but he worries about mine, and I appreciate that. IDMC continued trial since I think it was September. Since their last review, I don't know, since September, something like that. I think it was something like that. I can't type though.
Yeah, let's just leave it at CVM pros cons. Leave it like that. And so let people listen.
They continued the trial. That's a positive. Ergomed, the CRO, bought a lot of CVM, which is a positive.
Right.
So Ergomed, I'm going to type it anyway. Bought in big. That's a positive. It's some evidence that somebody with a lot of wisdom that knows the data more or less bought.
Right.
I don't know how much of the data they know. In other words, I don't know if they know based on just standard of care versus the drug. Maybe they just know in general how it's doing. Not, in other words, there's always a big placebo effect. So it has
Right.
to be standard of care alone.
Well, I mean, what kind of head and neck cancer are they talking about?
Basic squamous cell.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. No, I'm
Um,
just saying, I'm just wondering the extent to which psychosomatics could actually be meaningful then.
no, but the immune system can be stimulated by.
No, I know. I'm familiar with the
But
concept that,
wait
that
a second.
things fluctuate.
Wait a second.
Things fluctuate for reasons other than the
I'm
medicine.
totally wrong about that. There's no placebo. They just don't give
No, not
you.
this one, right? That was the fish stuff. Was the
Yeah,
placebo.
there's no placebo because they just don't get the multi-kind or they get it, one or the other.
Right, exactly.
So forget that. Forget the
Right.
placebo effect.
No, there is no placebo effect for that kind of stuff. It either
Well,
works or doesn't.
there's no
For the fish
placebo.
oil on the heart, that's a
There's
different
no
story.
placebo effect if there's no placebo.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Market cap is up nicely. I like that as a positive.
Yep.
Thank you. In other words, the price reflects optimism.
Mm-hmm.
That's how
It does. It looks like to me, I mean, looking at the chart, we may have a new support at around 12 and a half, 13.
Sure.
So this yo 11 is like old news. Now we got to say, what's the next yo?
Jigglypuff,
that's.
Wait a second. Jigglypuff is bored with this.
Oh, yeah, no, he wants us to move on to TDM.
All right, the heck with it. Let's move on.
All right, we'll move on to Tandem. I'm willing to talk about that. Actually, quite willing, because it did make a nice move.
I didn't give my odds, but no matter how much I say CVM is going up, it's not going up enough for Buckhead Creek.
Well, I'm in that same situation that maybe that some other people are in, like Jigglypuff, because I sold it around 11 and a half, and it's like I'm not going to buy in again at 14 and start all over again.
Right.
So it's like I had my little shot. I made my couple of dollars, and unless there's a big buying opportunity, I'm going to leave this guy alone for now. So it's in a way I'm disappointed because this might have been another fun thing to keep an eye out going forward.
Well, I told you just sell some of it.
Just sell half of it, right? I know I should have. That would have been smarter, wouldn't it? Well, what do I know about being smart?
Well, you're pretty. I don't know too many smarter people than you.
My father used to say, "How could somebody so smart be so friggin' dumb?" Because I would do stupid little things. I mean, I could do integrals and stuff like that. But then you asked me to cook an egg or
Did we have the same? Did we have the same father?
That's funny. All right, we're taking a look at TDM now. TDM,
you know what
Tandem.
You know what it is? We were both brought up in Brooklyn. That's what it is.
I guess that's it. That's it's a typical thing that's said there. So
yeah,
all the other Brooklynites will probably be like, "Oh yeah, I've heard that." If I had a nickel for every time my father said that to me.
You were the smartest one in your school, right?
Oh, I don't think so. No.
I'm sure you were.
I'm from Brooklyn. Everybody, I mean, it's like the thing about being in a big city is you could think you're hot shit, and there are about 1,000 people who hotter shit than you. That's the thing about living in the city. So you get very humble very, very fast.
Well, that's true. No matter how good you are, no matter how smart you are, there's somebody better and somebody smarter.
And they're in New York, they're like right around the corner.
Right.
So it's not, you don't even have to go that far to find it.
You don't have to go that far.
I mean, so if you look at yourself on the spectrum, compared to the rest of the universe, yeah, but compared to just the cream of the crop right around the corner.
I don't know about your father, but my father thought I was the smartest one, at least in Brooklyn. Smartest in Brooklyn.
That's good.
Yeah, maybe not the whole world, but Brooklyn.
Well, what do they say? They say that if you go around the country, there's a very, very high probability that somebody will say, "I am from Brooklyn," or one of my parents was from Brooklyn.
Yes. Brooklyn is.
all throughout the United States. That doesn't happen in China. You forget to China and say Brooklyn. People know what you're talking about.
I think everybody in the United States had a relative living in Brooklyn, if not themselves.
Hey, there was an old gag about that where whenever you say the word Brooklyn on Johnny Carson, you'd always get like applause. So that when people say it now, it's like mugging to the camera.
Look,
when Brooklyn, and hey.
When the immigrants came off the boat in Ellis Island, they either went to the Lower East Side or they went to Brooklyn.
There you go.
Some of them went north to the Bronx, so ones that got lost.
Yeah, right.
And notice how it stopped right at the 25. Beautiful.
Oh, which one are we looking at now? We're looking at Tandem?
Dow.
Oh, the Dow, okay.
This really, truly looks like a one-day sell-off.
It does, right? It was like just a quick one-off.
Yeah.
As opposed to portending anything.
Yeah, I mean, even though it came back at the end of the day, so what? So what? It looks to me like we're still going to melt up. The only way it doesn't probably is if they call witnesses or if the virus spreads to this country.
Yeah, okay. You mean some real.
Otherwise,
now let me ask you a question on that.
Yeah.
There's a situation where you would need bad news, like the market's poised to go down anyway, and then bad news just gives them an excuse to go down, versus that the spring is too tight and it has to snap. So or it's just a one-off, like you're saying. So the question is, if there's more bad news, is that like just an excuse that for an inevitable downfall anyway, or is that just real reaction to bad news?
I think if it's bad news, it'll be real reaction to bad news.
Then that would make it that once that clears out, it'd be a buying opportunity.
Probably.
Okay, so it's not the start. It wouldn't be the start of a bull market.
I don't see it being anywhere near the end of the bull market. Nowhere near.
Yeah, because Jiggly's asking about your 30,000 Dow Jones call.
I still like it. In fact, I'm raising it by the end of the year to 38,000.
Wow. Okay. There you go. All right. So then we will take bad news then as a buying opportunity.
Yes.
All right. Now you can say your disclosure.
Yes. Thank you. Do your own due diligence. Our opinions are strictly our own and do not constitute investment advice. And that goes for Jigglypuff as well. Check with an investment advisor if you want to follow any of our crazy ideas. Some of which are very good. What, about 70% are excellent, right?
70% of yours. Speak for yourself. Nobody. I've only got one winner.
I think it's really 87.5% correct. Wow. Most of all of our ideas.
The proof is in the portfolio, my friend.
I think 12.5% we get wrong.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think I am just the Ed McMahon to your Johnny Carson. So I'll just say, you are right, sir.
I mean, let's face it. I never put it in an Excel spreadsheet to double check. It's just my gut feeling.
Well, the way you can check is looking at your own portfolio.
Yeah. No, I don't always listen to myself.
Oh, okay, there you go. All right, that's part of the disclosure. Sometimes we just talk out of our backsides and we don't put our money where our mouths are.
No, we check Jigglypuff's portfolio because he's smart enough to listen to me, unlike myself.
That's funny. Yeah, well, I should have listened to you on Amazon.
I said
it was $17.50.
Buy Tandem at 40. Buy Tandem at 60. Did I buy Tandem? I did, but I sold it.
Oh, I see.
Did Jiggly buy it?
Apparently, Jiggly's still happy with his.
Yeah.
Well, because he's been talking about it anyway.
Yeah. All right, let's move it along.
Yeah, I agree with you because we still have a couple that we wanted to do today. We wanted to do fcel. We wanted to do athx. We wanted to do Tandem for Jiggly.
Oh yeah, we'll do that one too.
Yeah. So I got about 4 that we should do before we think about
All right. Did Lynn show up yet?
Not yet.
Tell her she's late.
Yeah, right.
He
Okay.
shows
Yeah.
up. When
I'll
you
write
see
a comment.
he's late. This
All
is a
right, so
crazy.
let's look at Tandem since I got that up on my computer now.
This is a freaking crazy shot.
Are
Gives
you
me a
looking at? Oh,
headache.
which one are you looking at?
Lake.
Oh, you're looking at Lake. Okay.
Big red
Wow, what
candle.
happened there?
The big red candles don't mean anything on this particular stock. What I see is an uptrend. In other words, it's quite possible, even given today's big sell-off, that tomorrow the stupid coronavirus stocks rally again. And it's all news dependent anyway. So looking at the chart is pretty much a waste of time. Moving right along. I was in Lake. I'm going to get back in Lake because I think it's wise to have a little protection.
What does Lake do? What does that company do?
They put out the suits that keep the doctors and nurses safe from the virus in hospitals.
Oh, that's pretty important.
Protective wear.
Because I've been looking at just as a sideline to my water stuff. I've been looking for places that make biofilters. So it might
Yeah.
be the same company that makes these protective gears. So I could do like an exacta kind of thing where I get in on both at the same time.
Okay.
So I'll take a look at them.
We're looking
Or the ilk.
this.
Now we're looking at athx.
Athx, the stem cell.
athx.
It's really showing a beautiful trend line now. Beautiful solid bodied candle today. It's showing signs that it's still alive. There's life after.
Yeah, I mean, it's life after a double bottom, it says, essentially.
Well, not only double bottom, but there's life after announcing 100 million shelf registration. There's still life.
You see a pennant happening? Well,
oh, shit, this really looks good now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like
every time I get excited about this one, it comes right back down.
Yeah, well, just don't buy high and sell low all the time, because then you'll have my portfolio.
The problem is it's got to get past this big black 200-day moving average.
Right.
If it does that, say goodbye to the lows that we.
And then you're off to the races.
Yeah, we're off to the races.
I don't know, but it's yeah, right, because it does have that upward resistance. I could see that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right here. This is
that's a massive,
major top.
Yeah.
Major top.
Yeah, I guess if it breaks through, you might have something there.
Yeah, it breaks 152. Look out above. I mean, the time is on my side on this one.
Are you on this one too?
Yeah, I own this one in a big way, bigger than CPM.
Gotcha.
I'm collecting shares, and if it goes bad, I got a lot of wallpaper. I really like this one. I talked about the fundamentals a number of times. The Treasure trial, the Master trial on ischemic stroke going on parallel in Japan and America and other places. And the odds trial, acute respiratory distress syndrome. So there's two major trials, primarily going to finish this year in Japan with its partner Helios KK. So Helios KK, the CEO named Hardy, Hardy, said that should have data by the end of the year on the ischemic stroke trial. At least we have a guesstimate, right?
Excuse me.
I'm just collecting more and more shares. Like I said, I don't know what to do with it already. Better go up.
Well, you have something's going to happen soon. It looks like. I think you should move. I think you got to move that upward resistance line a little bit. But
I would say it's up in a way once it clears this line.
Right.
Well, actually, it has to clear 152.
Right, it has to clear that top there.
Yeah.
What is this a 1 year or a 6 month?
It was a yearly chart.
That was a year. Okay. All right. So, do we have a look at Tandem since we didn't look at it yet?
Yeah, I'm gonna look at it. Don't worry.
I know. I'm just trying to keep our people satisfied. So Kamal said he got in at athx at 125. So that's
If
great.
I don't look at it, Jigglypuff is gonna take white paint and paint my name that's on his boat. Take it off. He's gonna expunge the Dr. J. You know, he didn't even invite me on board to dub it the Dr. J with a bottle of champagne.
That's funny.
All right, anyway, CVM.
You did that one. You didn't do that one, Yanni?
I have to admire this big candle right here.
Okay.
But I knew it was going to come back and fill the gap, from the next day, and it did. Can't fill that gap nicely 2 days later, and we're back going up again. You cross the $15 mark, could run to 18.
Yep. Well, that's what the calls were saying.
Before data. Why not? I like it. You go from yo to high.
There you go. I was looking for the next. I was looking for the next symbol word. Okay, high.
Yeah.
So
High.
High 18 instead of yo.
High 18. FuelCell. Linda.
Yeah, Fcel.
Linda was in it yesterday. I don't know if she sold it. She picked it up at 161. She could have flipped it by now. Linda said she was going to come on and watch live, but she didn't figure out how to do it.
17% in one day, huh?
Yeah, she might have flipped it.
Well, I mean, there's probably a good selling opportunity in there if you got in early enough.
I called the bottom originally at 151. It wound up 150.
Okay.
Pretty close. But then I upped it. I said, better not to be a pig and get it somewhere between 157 and 161. So she got in at 161. Good for her.
Not bad. A quick increase. What is that? Yeah,
20% myself, except I was too busy playing the horses.
Yeah, well, that's what happens.
I lost my $15 playing the horses, and I lost thousands not buying FuelCell.
That's funny. Yeah, you were on that one for a while. I mean, well, when was it at 15 though? Today?
Yesterday while I was playing the ponies, it hit 150.
Oh, okay. So right, so that would have been your opportunity.
I could have bought it 151, 157, anything.
Well, let's see. I mean, what is the upward potential on that one?
Linda wants to know where I think it's going now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This looks like, just based on where it is, it looks like it could break through and go back to and touch those other highs.
I drew a line for Linda right at resistance.
Which is where? Over there?
197.
Gotcha.
So I think it's going to test that level.
Well,
Linda, I think it could test 197. Of course, you have to do your own due diligence. All right. What's next? Tandem.
Tandem, of course.
I heard somebody,
somebody wanted to.
I heard one of our viewers likes it.
Yeah.
Only one.
Oh, it's not to like, I guess. If you like making money.
If you like making money, you like this one. Look at this low that it put in the other day. Is that a beautiful looking low? Wow. Turned in a low at $66. Came roaring back, ready to make new highs. Oh, I'm Jigglypuff. I'm jealous. Dr. J is jealous. I can't.
Yeah, if you got in anywhere in the low 60s, you got to be pretty happy with yourself.
You know what it is, Spike? I'm really not jealous because I'm not that kind of person. But if I was that kind of person, I would be jealous.
Right. Now let me ask you a question. Does that look like I'm looking at my I only have the 50 and the 200-day moving average. You have the 200 somewhere?
Yeah, down here.
Okay. That's the 200.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Now the 50 had a negative. Well, I don't know what this is. It had a positive crossover with the 100 back here. I think it's got a long ways to go on the upside. It had a
Okay, so you don't see any upward resistance in the 70s.
200 here. You know something? I
Looks
agree with Jiggly to the moon.
Yeah, no, it looks like it might pop after because it's got this pretty big candle right at the end here, and it just looks like it's at a spot of resistance. So yeah, it looks like it could pop above there.
Let's see where the old high is. It could easily take out $74. You kidding? Easily.
Yeah.
And when it does, where's it going? Right to 100. Not to the moon, but to 100.
To the moon. This is the diabetes company. Okay.
My call on Tandem, $100 by mid-year.
Really?
Yes.
I'm trying to look at some of our old discussions about this.
How about subject to taking out this $74? Can I put in that stipulation? I can do anything I want.
Subject to you can say whatever you want. No, I know. What I've been saying about this, I mean, since we've been talking about this stock, was that there was a good amount of upward potential, but there was a lot of volatility, a lot of volatility as of late. But you're right; it looks like it's starting to. It's still a very, very volatile stock.
It is.
But yeah, it looks like it's picking a direction, though.
It's got an automated pump for diabetic one.
Right, we did talk about that.
And it's the best gizmo around, so it's got to do good.
Mm.
It's got the best thingamajiggy for diabetes.
Yeah, so it's worth looking at. It's worth holding on to if you got it.
Tandem to the moon. I like Tandem. I might even buy some. Is that chasing it, Spike?
Is that well? I would call it chasing if it was well above the previous two highs. But
then again, I'd feel better if it was buying above 74, maybe.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, right now it's not chasing because, you've had some activity around that area just in the last year, in the last 6 months even.
Yeah, but
so it's not.
Here we have a high, then we have a lower high, then we have a lower high still over here.
Right.
So I ain't buying this until it takes this damn high out.
You want to actually see some real movement.
I want to see a close above 71.35.
I mean, because it looks like we got three green bars in a row.
I want one more green bar that'll put us above.
That you put you above the 72.5.
At least put us above the old high.
The 74 high or the 72 high?
No, the high from a few days ago.
Oh, that one. Okay, that little high. Okay.
71.35.
Oh, yeah. So I'm looking back 2 humps ago.
Well, yeah, ultimately you want to take out the highest ever,
right?
The all-time high. All right. Anyway, I like this chart. I think it'll take out everything, including the 74.
Well, there you go. So I think Jiggly picked a good one for us.
Jiggly picked a good one. A Scott Norwood sure thing field goal.
Well,
it's a sure thing Scott Norwood field goal.
Sure thing. That's funny.
He couldn't miss that field goal.
No, tell me about it. I mean, like I said, I've been there. Not at that. I don't remember that particular game. I was watching that game, but I remember myself being very drunk.
Advice. Jiggly is giving me more advice. First he told me sell all my junky CVM at 7.
Right.
Now he's telling me throw caution to the wind
and buy.
Bye. Jigglypuff, I do my own due diligence. You know that. And this is a nice question that he's asking me. What do you think the answer to that is, Spike?
What was the question here? I don't see it yet.
Not on the screen.
Oh, there it goes. February. Okay, it says buy it before earnings and reap the rewards on TNDM.
No, Dr. J, you
Oh.
ever go to Saratoga?
Oh, that one. You ever go to Saratoga? Ah, yes, you do go to Saratoga, don't you?
Not anymore, but I went about 25 years in a row. So I know Saratoga. I love the spa. I don't think I ever had a losing Saratoga meet. I was so good at handicapping Saratoga. But then again, your memory distorts things a little bit.
Yes. Yes, because we all remember. Well, I forget.
Buy it before earnings, says Jiggly.
Yeah, Jiggly says to buy it before earnings. I mean, there's every reason to be happy with this thing and to give it a shot. Like I said, I've been just cautious about it for the last since November, only because of a lot of volatility, a lot of movement. But like I said, if it looks like it's actually headed towards something real over here.
All right, which one would you rather buy if you didn't have a position in either, Amazon or Boeing?
Amazon or Boeing? That's the question.
Yeah, that's the question.
I will not touch Boeing with your finger.
Oh, okay. Too many problems.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what it is though? They're going to change the name of the 737 Max to the 737 Min.
Exactly. People are gonna be like, "Oh yeah, no, this is our new deluxe. Oh, the new deluxe." And they look on the internet and go, "737 Max, get me off this plane."
Dustin says.
Short it, yeah. Well,
No, he says laughing out loud.
yeah, he's laughing.
I like that kind of enough to write it on the screen. 737 Min.
So it's not like none of us owns a cell phone that has the internet on it. We can't go.
You know what I think though?
Am I on one of the good planes or one of the bad planes? And
You
then
know
we
what
say, all right, these are the new names for the 737 Max.
Kamal asked me a couple of weeks ago what I think of Boeing. I said, don't touch it with a whatever.
Right.
Find some other Dow stock to buy. Find any other Dow stock to buy. But Dr. J is changing his mind. I'm thinking that it's worth gambling buying it going into earnings.
Huh.
Now, I wouldn't buy it unless I got a bargain price. So to me,
yeah, I mean they got commitments and they do have other lines, but the 737 Max looked like it was going to be their latest product. It's sort of like buying a pharmaceutical and then finding out that one of your drugs doesn't work.
Here's the story. Dustin says grounded until July, and then after that isn't a guarantee. They borrowed $10 billion after borrowing, I think, $6 billion bullcrap. Yeah. When things are such obviously so obvious a situation like Boeing, I'd like to go in reverse. You buy them when they're not.
The old contrarian play.
Yeah, you buy them when they're not. So I'm thinking it's okay to own it at this price.
311 to 313.
Yeah.
Where's it now?
I think 318.
Oh.
I think. You want to take a look at the chart?
Sure.
And Amazon. We should look at both of them, right?
Well,
Amazon had a big day today.
Yeah, Amazon's breaking my heart because I never listen to you.
Well, what do I always say about Amazon?
It's never a bad time to buy Amazon.
That's one thing.
When in doubt, buy Amazon.
You got it.
You think I haven't been listening to you?
Oh, I'm just giving you a little pop quiz.
Oh, okay.
Let's quickly take a look.
Yeah, because then I have to get going. It's almost 6 o'clock.
I gotta get
my dinner's getting cold.
I gotta get going too because after a while I can't talk no more. My voice gives out.
Yeah, for me that's about 7 or 8 hours. Then I'm done. So which
Well,
one are you looking at?
you have a pretty strong voice. All right, so let's go back
It's
to.
strong. That's what people say about my breath, not my voice.
What do you want to look at first, Boeing or Amazon?
Look at Amazon. Let's look at some good news for a change.
Oh, I already typed in BA because it's less letters.
I got you.
Yeah, it's less letters. So it was easier to type that
There you
in.
go. The funny thing is that this stock doesn't look like it suffered as much as it should suffer for all the people killed.
Okay, here was a very nice bottom turned in at 312. No, at what's the low? 302. So we had a very nice bottom. I like this big green candle right here. I think the middle of the green candle is the place to buy. So I'm going to draw a horizontal line. I think it finds support right in the middle of that candle, as it already did the very next day, right?
I agree with Dustin about buying Netflix instead of Boeing.
Oh, I would not touch Netflix. I hate Netflix.
I bought some. I'm actually quite happy with it, even if it's just
I don't like Netflix. I never liked Netflix, even though people getting rich on it. I don't like it.
Content is king, my friend.
I know.
Like he's the way he put it was, nobody's gonna fly, so they're gonna stay home and watch Netflix.
I don't watch TV. That's my problem. So,
well,
312.
You don't know what you're missing.
312. It says to get in. Get in at 312.
That's your bottom.
Yeah, I think it bottomed already. Right here. I don't think it makes a new low, but it's very simple. You buy at 312 and you sell at 300 if it gets there.
I see.
It's a very simple, safe play in my mind. I don't think it's going to collapse on earnings. It might. If it collapses on earnings, you lose a little more motivated. It's a little bit of a gamble.
It is, but that's okay. We are not judgmental on this show.
No.
In terms of we think gambling. We think, as far as I'm concerned, playing the stock market the way we do, or the way we talk about it, and gambling are one and the same.
Yeah, and Dr. J is a riverboat gambler anyway. So.
Yes, I have no. I play. you want to hear something crazy about me? I play the scratch offs, so already I'm giving away half of my money.
Oh.
See that? So anybody who had respect for me in the past might just decide to lose it now.
Maybe you shouldn't admit to these things.
This is full disclosure. We disclosed about how we shouldn't be listened to because...
Should I disclose how much I lost on Geron?
And not unless you want people to feel sorry for you. Nobody's going to feel sorry for me because I play the scratch-offs too much.
If we're only
I have too much money to spend.
Disclose how much I lost on Geron. But if I did that, my wife might divorce me.
That's right, because she may actually listen to the show. I know my wife doesn't listen to the show.
You're right.
I'm safe. No matter what I say in the show, nobody's going to hear it.
This is a beautiful, beautiful upward trend line. I would take a shot with Boeing. Kamal, are you listening? Remember, do your own due diligence.
I mean, Kamal already bought Amazon, so he already made the choice.
This trend line is clearly showing the opposite, right? I call it the trees. I don't know. The trees. Why do I call it the trees? The treetop trend line. I
don't know why.
Because they're the highs, They're treetops. The treetops are showing a sharp downtrend.
Right.
But like this trend line, and you're coming to a head right about now.
Yeah, but it's not one of your typical pennants because in this case it's coming from both sides.
It's not a typical pennant. It isn't.
Right, so it can go either way.
Could go either way.
So yeah, you're talking about a coin flip there.
It could go either way.
Yep. Well,
I
don't mind gambling, but not this. This is a bit much.
Let's look at Amazon and say
there's not enough upside. in my opinion.
Amazon and call it a night.
Sounds good. Amazon actually, you did have a chance to buy yesterday nicely.
It had a beautiful update today.
Today was great.
It opened above the 200, touched the 200, bounced off the 200, finished strong. It continues on up tomorrow. I think the resistance is the middle of this red candle.
Went around 1875.
Yeah, let me draw it in where I think resistance is.
So my chance of buying it at 1750 is gone, isn't it?
No, so it didn't close much above that, did it? Or
It's
18.
18 change. Yeah, no. When we were talking about it in October, it was 1750. When you said when you first started giving me that wonderful advice that I never listened to.
Right, but you never know. You could always, you never know what's going to happen.
I guess.
If the market sells off, you'll have another chance at it. But I don't think so. I think Amazon is going to test this 17 whatever level.
So is Kamal saying that he says BAER is tomorrow? Is that earnings? The earnings report is tomorrow?
1875. When is the earnings report?
He says it's tomorrow.
Okay.
For Boeing.
Or Boeing.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, then it's too late for me to buy. I wanted to buy before earnings.
Because you think earnings are going to be good.
Yeah.
All right, interesting. Well, then there's your gamble.
So I missed that bet.
Well, when you wake up tomorrow, you'll find out whether or not you made it. Whether or not you gambled.
Well, now
it's Thursday evening. He says actually.
Now it's a mind bet.
Dustin Bailey says BA 250 on the way.
Could be.
Well, maybe then I would look at it just because it's a big company and big companies aren't going to disappear completely.
No, 250 is a good number. I think it would bring the whole freaking market down if it goes to 250, but it's a possibility.
It'll bring one index down. The S&P 500 will barely feel it.
Boeing is a very key stock. It'll bring the whole market down.
Well, then that'll be good for my VIX. And Kamal says that the Amazon reports are on Thursday.
You just stop it with your VIX. I don't want to hear VIX.
Well, so all right. So let's talk about tomorrow then. So we have an earnings call from Boeing, right?
Yeah.
And so if what you're saying is true, they're going to have at least mixed news. They're going to be like, the bad news is we killed people, but the good news is we're going to rename our planes and everything's copacetic.
Kamal heard me calling for him.
Right. And so that being the case, then the market will be okay. And everything will be copacetic. And then they won't vote for witnesses, and Trump's a happy man and the stock market goes up. But you're saying that if Boeing says, no, we're in very bad shape, we're not going to get over having this expensive plane not work for us. I mean, because it wasn't a software issue. It was a software issue that was overcoming a hardware issue, right?
You know something? I got the simple solution. You just change the name to the Min. Everything will be fine.
and actually, you talk about gambling. You give extra cheap prices on.
Look, no one's going to fly in the 737 Max, but the 737 Min.
Right. They changed the name and say, look, we changed the software. We fixed the problem. Yeah. No, they're going to have to get rid of the number.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to call it a 739 or something. They're gonna have to just give it they're gonna have to give it a different number.
Because I wouldn't fly a 737 Max or Min, would you?
No. But not that we're given a choice. If I pick very rare do I say I need to go to California. Okay, here's the price. Oh, it's on an Airbus 360. So I'm not going to take this flight.
Dustin gave me a great idea. We call it the Boeing 250.
We call it the Boeing. Very funny.
Yeah, the Boeing 250.
That is funny. Let's do that.
Change the name to the Boeing 250.
So anyway, yeah, you're right. I mean, as a consumer, I very rarely pick my flight based on the plane. So it's the people who actually get on the plane and go, "Oh, I hope I land," because that nobody ever, have you ever in your life changed planes or changed flight plans because of the plane?
To be honest, I don't want to know the name, the number, anything. I don't want to know if it's a Boeing, an Airbus, a Q-bus. I don't want to know anything.
You just want to get there.
Just, well, yeah, pilot, get me there. That's it.
Okay, fair enough. If it hadn't made the news, I mean, look, all the other plane crashes, we don't know what the brand name was.
Unless you're that, who was the character who played next to Dustin?
Right, exactly. If you're Raymond.
Rain Man, unless you're
Raymond.
Forgot his name. What's his name?
His name was Raymond.
No, the actor.
Oh, Dustin Hoffman.
No, he played the autistic.
Yes, he wanted to get on Qantas because Qantas was the only one who had a good record.
Okay.
Anyway, Dr. J, this was a lot of fun.
All right, so you want to say good night? You want to say good night and tell everyone to subscribe and give us a couple of thumbs up and.
We'll give a couple of thumbs up, right? Because yes, look out! I'm gonna actually break down and enter the Twitter sphere.
Oh, good.
Right, on your suggestion.
Now
look for either Professor Spike or Spike 61 or something with Spike in it.
Do you know how to smile? We have to smile.
Okay.
That's good.
And then we say, yeah, right. So he says, now stop smiling because that's creepy.
Tesla earnings release tomorrow evening.
All right. Well, I guess we'll have a lot to talk about next week.
Yeah. Well, let's hope that BA has good earnings, even though I didn't buy it.
Yes, I agree with you.
I don't want to see a collapse.
Let's hope for nothing but good news.
Good news all around. Amazon to 2020 before 2020. It is 2020. Before
it is 2020. All right.
All right. Good night, all. Ciao.
Good night. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thanks for coming, everybody. See you on Friday. Friday at 6:30. Ciao.
Ciao.